Welcome to That Heartbreak Hogs podcast. If you are new here, please consider hitting that thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. Please comment down below your thoughts on our takes. And with that being said, we are going to head into the video that you came here for. Sid, we won a big game. We took it to him. I was rage texting you. I was mad in that first half. I was done with this team. I was about to throw my TV out the window. I was about to be like, what is happening? No. But you know what happened? The boys started playing hard. They started knocking down shots. They made big changes, in-game adjustments. That's what they did. And it really paid off. It went from we were down by 15 at one point in the first half to closing the lead to about, I think, 4-ish was the right before the half. And then in the second half, we got up by 18. But then we didn't know what to do with the lead. We started making more changes, doing more goofy things that we had been doing in the first half. And then all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. And Brazil misses both of his free throws. And Illinois is inbounding the ball. And they're going up for a shot, and Brazil blocks it. He blocks it again. He goes to the free throw line. And then he makes one of two. So now we're only up by 2. And Michigan just can't connect with a shot at the end of the game. Hogs win. I'll take the win. There's definitely some things to critique about the game, but at the end of the day, man, we needed a win. I think it started with Miami. I know Miami is not a highly coveted team. Like, oh man, that's a good team that you need to beat, or a highly rated team. But beating them, coming down or coming back after being down on the road and closing that game showed me that this team had what it takes to stay in games and to possibly close a game. And they did it again here where it looked like that Illinois had gotten it looked like that Michigan had gotten all the momentum back. But then Arkansas was able to close it out, play strong defense at the end, and hold on to the lead. And I think that that's really good to see. I want to see some close victories. I'd be very concerned if we have a bunch of close losses. And it kind of goes to like that football thing where we talk about the records in, one-score games versus losses and victories. And this team here is showing that if it's a close game, we're winning. That's what I'm seeing right now, and I like that. That's what I want to see. Hey, and I'd rather have a bad first half and a really good second half than the other way around, So what did you take from the game? What were you thinking the first half? Was there any part of you early in that game going like, oh, my God?
Well, I'll start off with your ending in that. Yes, ideally, I would rather have blowout wins and
Mm-hmm.
and not to be in close margin territory. But that's just what the Hogs are usually, where they love to play with your heart and keep it to the end, right?
Yeah.
And just when you think they've done enough, they will kind of make the game more let's say interesting,
Yeah.
and get the other team right back in it.
Mm-hmm.
First half wasn't a fan. I mean, we started off very slow. It just weren't clicking at all. I'm glad towards the end of the first half we were able to kind of get right back in it. Let me talk about Michigan real quick though. Michigan won. I saw against their last 2 games were against Iowa and Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those were one-score wins that
Mm-hmm.
Michigan had. Um, and so they were in in those shoes very recently. In that, hey, we've been in that position. We can win in those one-score games. Their luck ran out. I don't want that to be the case for us. Like, it's great that we're now against Miami, like you said. one score game, Michigan, one score game. As long as that's working, that's great. But I would eventually, I think that luck does run out for every team, no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, ideally, if we're able to kind of control that margin of victory, and have it better than one score games, then I think it would be better for the team to overall in the long run than kind of just hoping that we are get the W's in those one score games.
Yeah. Well, you're inevitably going to, against really good opponents, be in these close games. And so to get that experience now, to me, and coming up on top, it gives you a boost of confidence when you see that situation again, that you're like, oh, I already know what to do. I know who to give the ball to. I know what scheme to run. Like, this is what worked last time. Why won't it work again? Versus if you're losing there, that's in the back of your head, and you're just like, oh man, I hope I don't miss this one again. Oh, I
Mhm.
I, I don't know. Do I pass it to this guy? He missed it last time. Let's not screw this one up again, guys. But instead, you're like, yeah, we got this. We know what to do. Boom, you're going here, you're going there, and we're gonna make it happen. We ain't scared. You know, I, that's where I'm coming from on here. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, we don't want to blow 18-point leads
No,
like
it's
that.
definitely
You
good,
know,
yeah. It's definitely good to have the experience for sure, and it's still early in the season where teams like Michigan, teams like Miami, we get those opportunities early in the season. I
yeah,
know our next 3 games before Tennessee are hopefully not as close,
no,
um,
yeah,
but
I agree.
when that Tennessee game comes around, I hope that this experience has helped them as well, like you said.
Yep,
Um, it's just throughout this stretch we're gonna have starting January, um, I just hope that we are able to kind of maintain a lead as well,
yeah,
and kinda get that experience
they got
in
to
that
learn to
we don't
hold the
give up.
lead. Hmm.
Exactly, and don't give up those easy points and let a team come back because that can come back to bite you very easily, just as much as it can help you. Um, and we're a pretty good team in terms of getting back into the game if we're down or kind of getting ahead as well. As you
Hmm.
saw from this Michigan game, like you said earlier, got back right back in it the first half, and then second
Yep.
half towards the second half started dominating. Right,
Oh, they looked
um,
great. I mean, it was
looked
just like,
amazing.
whoa, what?
Completely
Where
different
was
team.
this team? Who is this team, and where have they been? Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone was clicking, and so it's great to see. And I just hope come January time we're able to see some of that a lot more.
Hmm.
Um, r- but I completely agree with you in that it's good to have that experience in those
Right.
close games as well early in the season. Um, just don't want to make a habit of it,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
if
And and
possible.
and it's good to see them progressively getting better. And I personally like a team that starts out slower and starts getting hot right before conference play, right before tournament seasons.
Hmm.
Like, that's what you want to see. You don't want to be the guys that start out hot and then start losing you know. So I like that each week we're looking better and better and better, and I trust this team a little bit more now. Um, you're starting to see key pieces blending together. You're seeing very unselfish basketball. I mean, Thero, Wagner, Fland, those guys can really share the ball. Excuse me. Brazil, phenomenal game. Love the effort. And it's so good to see him finally,
Hmm.
like, really it looks like that he's thriving in that role. And it's really great to see that because we've been wanting to see him thrive in a role ever since his injury. Ever since that original injury, we've really had these high expectations for him, and it's really nice to see him, do really well. And it's also great to see Jonas Adu, looking healthy and just seeing the impact that he has down there. Big Z, whenever he's more healthy with that ankle, you can tell his ankle is off. Early in the first half, I couldn't really tell, but in the second half,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of got his ankles broken on one of these plays, and it was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he can't really move that thing. But one last thing, man, I'm just glad that Cal shut up a lot of those haters, man. Oh my gosh, every single week. I mean, I was listening to podcasts with predictions about this game, and just people were just dunking on Arkansas and Cal. I mean, just over and over again. Cal is cooked. He's washed. He's doing the same thing. He refuses to change. He won't do in-game adjustments. They're talking about, all right, let's compare these two teams. Who's the better coach? Well, I trust, Dusty May more than I trust John Calipari. We know who the better coach is here. And,
Mm-hmm.
it put all of that today or yesterday, as the day that we're recording this, it was last night. That this game put all of that talk to rest. Cal made in-game adjustments that really changed the course of this game. However, Cal also did make some adjustments that also were head scratchers after the lead was made. But I liked what I saw. I liked the progress of this team. I'm excited again. In that first half, man, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh my
saw
gosh.
F text message from Ross saying F Hunter Yurchek. Uh, I I I hate bleep Arkansas sports.
I was just trying to jinx everything, like I was
Yeah.
just like, whenever I get angry, then they start playing really well.
And then
So,
and then loves to take credit when they win. He
hey
was
man,
hey,
you're welcome, Hog fans.
yeah,
My
yeah.
anger, it really fueled this team to victory.
Sure, sure,
Um,
sure.
but yeah, man, I'm excited, and I just like that these guys looked like they had energy. In the first half, they looked so dull, and what's also crazy is Thero and Richmond. They both had the flu, and
Mm.
Thero's out there still. He's still a jumping jack. He's jumping, grabbing the ball with one arm, bringing it down, and he's just fun to watch, and I am very excited. I like that this team is progressing, and I'm really excited to see what happens in conference play because, dude, the SEC, every week you're playing somebody. It's like football.
Yeah.
It's like every
Basketball
game.
and SEC is looking good this year
It's looking pretty good, and
with the January 4th matchup being against the number 1.
yeah, yeah, our very first one. I will say this: Tennessee, they always seem to make the number one spot, and then they don't. They rarely make it past the Sweet 16. So, but they always seem to find a way to beat the crap out of Arkansas. So we need to go up there. We need to change the narrative, and I'm excited,
Oh, that'd be
man.
nice.
It would be very nice, give them the nice what we did to football. Let's go do that in basketball too. Go up there, shock them, and silence that crowd. Anyways, you can tell I'm really stoked. I'm not over here saying natty, but what I am saying is I feel a lot better now than after the Illinois game. It was just like, man, they're running out of time to figure this out, and they really did. It appears that they figured a lot of things out. Now it's do not drop another game before the Tennessee game.
Well, so if
Stay
we had lost
focused.
Illinois, we got embarrassed by.
Yeah, yeah.
In this game against Michigan, if we had lost by, let's say, 1 or 2, right?
One or two.
Would
Yeah, yeah,
you
but
would
yeah.
you have felt the same way?
I would have been very concerned still. I would have felt
Okay.
better like, okay, I saw something, but I like the idea of winning a close game. I think
Mhm.
that it adds a lot of confidence, and it's important to win close games because you will, against good opponents, be in close games. And if you can prove that you can win these close games, I think that says a lot. Um, yeah, I mean, I've just seen
Yeah.
mid teams lose those close games. Elite teams find a way to win. And we found a way to win when the momentum was on Michigan's side. They had all the momentum. They were coming with the ball, and we stopped them twice.
But Okay, I will say I still am a little concerned. I hope as the season goes on,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
thought process
I'm not
changes on
saying
that
we're.
because
Yeah, I'm
we
not
at the
saying
end
we're
of the
that.
game
Yeah,
we gave them every opportunity really to kind of beat us. Um,
yeah.
and if it wasn't like you said for the last two stops against them, I mean they literally had every opportunity to kind
Well,
of
I
pull
like what we
out.
did on those stops. Brazil's
Right.
block, you know,
Yeah.
and Nelly Davis on the second time around when they came down. So the first one, they were down by one, Brazil blocks
Mhm.
it. The
Mhm.
second time, the second opportunity they had, Nelly Davis dives for and tips the ball. They tried to
Yep.
pass it down low. Nelly dives, tips the ball. It comes back out, and the guy isn't ready, but he has to grab it and then just heave up a shot.
Mhm.
And that's the types of wins that's good. The defense won the game.
Mhm.
A block and then a tip steal thing, you know,
Yeah.
that's what I like to see. Not just, you know, Michigan shooting themselves. They inbound it, he dribbles it off of his foot. You know, that
Yeah.
not like that, but we were the reason that you
I
know,
think you
our
just have to
defense.
make your free throws too,
It's a good
for when
point.
it comes down to the end of the game,
Oh
that's
man.
giving up free points to, like, giving away the game, even though you might
It
win,
is.
and, think that's what another thing I think is on that
Yeah.
concern level for me, and I hope
I
that
wonder
improves.
I wonder if Brazil gets in that position again, you know, where they foul him again at the end of a game and you know the pressure's on and I wonder if it changes where he's going to knock those down, that he makes those adjustments, that Cal makes those adjustments in practice, that they practice these things, then they're
Mhm.
ready next time. So that's I'm curious to see that the next close game is if, you know, Brazil gets fouled, does he look like he's prepared this time? Does he knock down 1 out of 2 next time? Does he knock out 2 out of 2? Or does he go up there and miss, you know, 2 in a
'Cause
row?
teams are gonna be looking at the reports, and they're gonna see
Yep.
who's making the
You
least
know who
amount of
they're
free
gonna
throws.
foul. Yeah.
Exactly, so,
Yep. Yep.
um yeah, I hope he improves it, and I hope we don't give away easy points, and yeah.
Yeah. And like you said too, let's make sure that these next games that we win convincingly. It is important. Do not sleep on any of these upcoming games. We've got to keep that energy. We've got to keep that focus
Mhm.
because if you drop one or God forbid 2 of these, that
Yeah.
is going to completely change things going into SEC play where your back is really going to be against the wall. Do not lose games that you should not lose. Stay
Mhm.
focused. It was good to see that they stayed focused with UTSA because that was a possible trap game situation. Stay focused on these next couple games because the one in Little Rock that's coming up, that
Mhm.
one's really kind of interesting because they're traveling back and forth where they don't have a whole lot of time for practice. And so you got to make sure that you stay focused and you stay on point because, um, you know, in that matchup in Little Rock, let's see, who were they playing? It just slipped in my mind.
Central Arkansas.
Yes, they're going to come out. They're going to give you their best shot. So stay focused and let's keep this thing rolling. Anything you want to add to that, Sid? What do you want to see in the
Um,
Central Arkansas game?
a W and a not a close W.
Not a close
Um,
W. Yeah.
that it's as easy as that. I get it. They're traveling a lot, coming from New York, going all the way
Hmm.
to see Central Arkansas within the short period of time, but
Yeah.
we're a better team.
Because they're going
It's
back
as
to
simple as
Fayetteville
that.
today,
Yeah.
and then they have to go to Central
Take
Arkansas
a
the
yeah, bus
next day or
there, and
two. Yeah.
so I
So,
mean, yes, but we are a better team
hmm
on paper, and we need to show that, and we are very capable of proving that. So as long as they don't overlook any of these opponents, like you said, and just play with to the best of their abilities, I think these 3 games should be easy W's.
yes, they should be. They better be.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that'll be fun. It's just gonna be interesting. I cannot wait for conference play, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I just have a lot more excitement for this. I'm not predicting that we're just gonna win it all or anything like that. I'm excited now to see that we have life and that we have
Hmm.
that potential and that things are getting better and things are gelling. And I'm excited to see where that leads. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Again, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and commenting down below. We'll see you guys in the next video.